Hi, Tim Sells here. I walked into my wife's office and I sketched something on a whiteboard, and she said, "You have to go record that." So here I am, all right? And so what the topic is it's just basically kind of forcing in and saying, how are you going to generate leads, all right? So there's a lot of ways. Let me show them to you, and you just got to decide one. So that's what we're going to talk about. All right, so the conversation went like this. I just, on the board, said, all right, so am I going to build my network marketing business or not? Yes or no? And it was just that simple, okay? And so, no, very good, we're done. All right, walk away. Or yes. Okay, good, I got that answer. How will I generate leads? Well, you could be people you know. It could be buying leads. It could be targeted advertisements. In other words, you choose an audience who are likely to buy. You could do influencer educator. Okay, so there's a lot more than this. This is just a short list. But the bottom line is that you got to choose one. You got to get in there and say, well, okay, blah, blah, blah. All right. So in this one, we're going to go just a little bit deeper. Who do I want to serve? So if you're going to be an influencer or an educator, then now you're talking about who. And then what content will attract that person? Because I see a lot of people start off in social media. And so that's the reason that I'm dropping that one down a little bit more. Okay. And so then what content will attract that person, and then create and post that. Okay. So everybody always asks me, Tim, which is the best one? I always give the same answer. They all work. All right. There is no best one. You make it one of these and more the best. That's it. So doesn't matter which one you choose, but all require what I've taught you about marketing so far. So in my last, I don't know, what is this? This is like number 9. So in the last 8 videos that I've done, I've been talking about marketing and lead generation and things like that. And so, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper here in your social media, because a lot of people like to go that way and post stuff, and it might be for you and it might not be for you. All right. So the steps to generate a lead and acquire customers, all right, are reps. So you got your marketing, right? So creates want for the offer, the product or the business, whatever it is, right? So that's what marketing whole purpose is. Everything must attract, engage, and influence to gain a response. Everything. Promotion, okay, so you're going to take that marketing piece and you're going to promote that material broadly and in high quantity. All promotions must attract, engage, and influence for a response. All right. And so when I talk about here that the promotion marketing materials here and in high quantity, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're pitching the product every time you're promoting. It just simply means that you are promoting marketing materials broadly and in high quantity. And the thing that you have to have always is attract, engage, influence. Always. That's the main thing that you've got to have in there. All right. And so, and you've got to, and you got to have want. So now you can understand the difference between you making a post in social media that does attract, engage, influence, but there's no product attached to it. Okay. That's just a concept and idea. Sales. All right. So this is just, the 3: marketing, promotion, and sales. Okay. So for those that do respond, connect prospects to desires to product or business. So the prospect does attain what they need or want. Okay. So that's the most condensed I can make the topic of marketing, sales, and promotion, right? But those are the laws of it. All right, so I talked about this in episode number 8, and it has to do with the factors, and each one of these are factors that you have to get effective at, which is to create the attraction, to create the engagement, to influence, which is the message that you're trying to deliver of what attracted the person and caused them to engage, okay? And so then you got to know your product, all right? And so how it's going to help the person as well as compared to others, and then know your audience. What do they need and want? All right, so now I can kind of get into this a little bit. So here's an example. So I decided that I wanted to just go out and I wanted to train, okay? And in my thought process, and it's like 4 years ago now. And so in my process, I was like, okay, so who do I want to serve? Well, I've got people on my team in network marketing, and I want them to know all this because, I'm going to retire sometime. And so I want people to really know the industry and really know, because see, I went really, really deep in really understanding this industry. Okay. I don't know a lot of people who would have done all of the stuff that I have done in order to know it. In other words, okay, so the company that I was with in my first company got attacked by 9 attorney generals, and I had to go on a long, deep dive into the legal aspects. And so, like just a lot of different things. And so I wanted people to really know the industry. And so when I look out at all the people who are talking about network marketing, nobody had my expertise. And so, all right, so that's what a position is. You take a position of, I'm going to be this, okay? All right. Doesn't matter if I'm giving it away for free. It still has to do that whole attract, engage, influence. It has to do that. Every school teacher should go through this training so that they can actually be valuable, right? So anyway, I just wanted to walk you through an example, and you can see it from, you see these little thumbnails? Well, that's the graphic to get somebody to click. Because if we just had the name there, it's not enough. It doesn't cause the eye to go to it necessarily, right? So that's why my team does thumbnails, is to attract the clicks. So I kind of go backwards and I say, all right, so was the video created with graphics that would attract the audience to engage? All right, so now let's go back to your social media posts. That's the reason I brought this up. You can go through and you can look at, YouTube's or other people who post, and look at what did they do to attract? What did they do to engage the person? What did they do to influence the person in their messaging? So that's the stuff. Now that I've taught you and trained you these things, you can now go in and you can truly dissect. They call it funnel hacking, but you can truly dissect what created the attraction, what created it. And if you don't know, like, if it's successful or not, don't follow it. Because you got to get that understanding that some people will throw stuff up and you think that it might, but it doesn't. There's a lot of agencies that make an enormous amount of money and they put out just junk. Okay, and they never have a message. They never cause engagement. You just thumb through a real slick magazine like New Yorker or Washingtonian or something like that. You just thumb through it and it's trash from a marketing standpoint. Okay, so now let me get into social media a bit. So people friend request you. Why? You ever ask that question? So for some reason, maybe they're your family and friends. Maybe they knew you from school or a job. Maybe because you friend requested them and they just gonna, do it back. Maybe they like your political views. Maybe you're attractive, like aesthetically attractive. Maybe you're smart. Ask yourself, why did they friend request me? What do they want from me? All right, so if they friend requested you, What do they want to see more of? Something caused an attraction, something caused an engagement, and they responded with a friend request. You got to find out what that is. That's how you know your audience. And so when oftentimes I see people like push people to go blast on social media from a training standpoint into network marketing, and I'm like, that's not really good advice. It's good to promote, but you've got to I'll get into here, but so must know, people hate to be sold, but they love to buy. And there's a dichotomy that you've got to understand. So they may complain that you're selling to them, but they turn around and they go buy something on Amazon. It's not that they don't want to buy. So then what's going on here? So you got to see some stuff. You can become someone that they want to buy from because of the value you add to them. You have to market into the reality of your audience. All right, now we're getting into this. If I put together a group, and let's just say that it was the Tennessee Volunteers football fan group, okay? And so let's just say that I got all these people in there, right? And, I'm campaigning about this and that, having to do with what? Tennessee Volunteers. It's a football team, for those of you who are outside the United States. And so, okay, so everything's cool, right? Everything's cool. I found a shirt, really, really cool. It's bright orange, and it's got Tennessee Volunteers on it. You want it? Here, go get it. All right? That would be all right. Right? I'm going to try to sell them on a product from my network marketing company. Wah, wah, wah. Right? Like, no. Like foul ball, no, you do not do that. Okay, so now I get you to understand this concept about who is that audience. So you have to market into the reality of your audience. All right, so what is their reality of what you should post? Would they accept your weight loss journey? All right, so I've seen this successful. So instead of going out and saying, hey, buy my weight loss program. So I've seen people go out and say, hey, you know what? I noticed that I had a couple of pounds put on, and they call it the COVID 30 or something like that. And so they say, hey, I'm going to go on a journey. I'm just going to document it up here. It's going to keep me accountable that I'm documenting. I'm going to document my foods. I'm going to document my workouts. I'm going to document my supplements. Okay. And so everybody's cool. Yay, good for you, right? And then along the journey, they're educating, they're helping the person. And that's really valuable. And now that person's the underdog, right? And they're all cheering for him. So that's when I've seen it work. I would not promote a nutritional product from my company to my network marketing power followers. Why? They don't want that from me, right? But would accept a training product. Okay, so you got to really look at your audience and say, would they want something, right? Because I do get people who say, Tim, wow, you got hundreds of videos up there. Is there a way that you could simplify this? I'd be willing to pay for it just to give me what do I really need to know and stuff like that. So I get these comments unsolicited. And so that's the reason that I know, hey, they would probably do that. Okay. So, but the whole thing is that you can't market into something where they have no reality that you should be marketing to. But you can make it to where, hey, I watched that person go through their weight loss journey. They did lose weight and they did, stick to it. That's valuable. I learned something from that. I want that. Okay. So that can occur. That was just an example. You see it in women doing makeup all the time as well. Does your audience, followers, want you to post a promotion? Some do, some don't. Some need a bridge to build it. And that's what I call that, where somebody takes you on their weight loss journey or their workout journey. They take you on that journey with it. And that's what I mean by the bridge to it. You can gently build curiosity, then slight pressure, then gentle promotion. All right, and so then decide how, and this is kind of the summary, decide how you want to use, and I emphasize use here, your current social media. It's your platform, okay? It's your audience. And as an alternative, you could create a page or use a different social media platform to build a different audience. It may be a better option for you. I'm just saying that. So I had a very old Facebook account, and it had a whole bunch of people that I knew in the military and different things like that. And I was like, these aren't business people. This isn't a group that I want to market to. They don't know me that way. And so I just decided to create another Facebook account. Okay, so that's the way that I did it. And then I had a whole lot of followers and stuff like that. And then I wanted to build another business again. And so I didn't want to be out of reality with that group that knew me as Brilliant Compensation or something like that. And so I've had to do this a few times. I mean, it's all right. Okay. So, all right. So this one, I just simply say that it is your social media. It's your group. It's your audience. Okay. You can do what you want, but if you decide to blow it up by promoting into it, just know that you're going to blow it up. Okay. And a whole bunch of people will leave, and maybe you want that. I don't know. So I chose not to do that myself, but it was too easy to hop to another platform. Okay, so please comment. What's your view on, have you decided how you will generate leads? Okay, so remember, that was the thing my wife said, you go out there and record that. I was like, all right, fine. And it's just a simple, it's kind of just like, well, hang a minute. I'm married to this girl. Am I going to keep this girl or not? Yes, I am. All right. So then what does she need and want? All right. So, and it's just one of those, just slam the hammer down and say, am I doing this or not doing this? Okay. All right. Do you know your social media audience? All right. In other words, how well do you know them? What will they accept? What will they not accept? And would they accept a promotion easily? All right. And so that, to me, is the essence of what I just talked about. And I want you to go through that process, and so that you're renewing, if you will, and then knowing where you sit with your social media. And so please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as well as join our Telegram group. A lot of these things come up from the Telegram group. And it's just a way for people to ask me questions, and then I can answer it to the whole group and such. So I really appreciate you. And I appreciate you watching.